All right, hello everybody. I actually got my computer and I'm so happy. So happy. I thought this would be wonderful. I got the kit. It's for kids, so I'm hoping that this works out for me. We'll see. All right. It's supposed to be mess free. So, I don't know. We'll see. I have this on my briefcase, but I think it would be better on the table. Oh, this is better on the table. Okay. This is so much better on the table. But yeah, and I tell you, friends, Amazon, $130. It was refurbished and it's a ThinkPad. And from what I hear, they're more money than 130. So this is from what I hear. So hopefully it's been keeping really good signals. It really has. I've been watching YouTube videos on pottery, so. And I figured with a child's kit, I should be good. But yeah, I'm here for readings and I'm blogging my first time doing pottery also. And I'm trying to unhook this. Here we go. I'm excited. Okay, I am so glad I have one of these outlets where you can plug things in and plug this thing, the USB thing. You could get that on Amazon too. And you know what this great thing about this computer? I was able to start writing my other book. I do have the one book I want to get published that I'm going to pay for through Amazon. Oh, look. Yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. Maybe, I'm thinking about putting this on top of here. Yeah, I can actually see the questions better. I tell you, I love Amazon. One of these damn days, Amazon, I want to do Amazon commercials. This is my life goal. It's a sad life goal, but it's my life goal. Instead of the nursing home, I'm going to come over here and do commercials for Amazon. See, now this phone doesn't always have to be there. $130 for a computer, you just can't beat that. Lay on your question, and then you could have fun with watching me for the first time do pottery. I don't know. The kids say it's easy. It says it's easy on the package. We will see. Yeah, you can get a question. I'm here. You got your first tarot deck. I asked if this person lied to me. I got the Judgment and the Death card dose. Does that mean yes, they lied? Not necessarily, but you should honestly. When you get a new deck, you should put your own energy into it. Some people put holy water on it, but you should do something with it, and it's kind of you connect with your cards. I've had this card deck I got rid of the other ones because I kept getting the death card over and over and they kept going upside down. So now I'm down to the moon cards. And you'll know if they work for you. So, but death doesn't always mean you're going to die. Death means change. Because death is change. I will tell you that. All right. What if anything will happen when I start wearing my Monteville PS. Oh, you know what? I have it on because I'd be getting a lot of questions and it's kind of hard. But I'm looking for any question here. Just lay them on. All right. Oh, Priya. I haven't heard from you in a minute. How you been? You want a message for my current relationship for the rest of May. Okay. You want a love reading? I'm taking it. All right. Let's get a love reading on your current relationship, Priya. All right. Priya, you have a new moon. And this just talks about new starts in your love sector, which is good. I like new starts. Even you can have a new start on the same relationship. It doesn't mean you're going to break up with anybody. So don't get all worried and all that. And then you have a cardinal moon, and these are things that surround your circumstance. And a cardinal moon just means to be bold, make your first move. That's all that means. And then you got a north node, and this just talks about stepping out of stuff you're uncomfortable with, but that's good for you. So, I mean, I see things going well in this relationship. You just got to kind of let yourself go and keep your eyes open because love can be chaotic. So, I will tell you that. Okay. Don's journey. You want to know, will Chelsea ever open up to me for us to be in a serious relationship? You're a Capricorn. She's a Leo. I'll see, but I don't really lay into like all that characteristics they have that goes on with your Aries. You got to be this way. People are people. But let me see. Don's, oh, well, I'll just call you Journey. That's like my favorite, one of my favorite rock groups. All right. The energy field in your relationship right now with this young lady is at a full moon in Scorpio, and this talks about releasing negativity. And I don't feel it's from you. I feel that it's from another relationship. And I'm feeling this is why she cannot commit, because she was hurt in the past. And then it's surrounded by a new moon in Aquarius. And this talks about bringing love in. And I think this talks more about her than you. And it's also surrounded a void of course moon. If she doesn't and that talks about where nothing's going to happen. If she doesn't release the negative stuff and let in positive, and she keeps guarding her heart, I don't feel there's going to be any commitment. I don't know what you have to do to kind of make her realize this. I mean, I don't know. Counseling. I mean, it seems, there's only so much a person can do. But I'll pray for you. And I do hope that, she does get over her negative things that are going on in her life. I really do. And good luck to you guys. And maybe pray. Sometimes praying helps. Sometimes it doesn't. But usually it helps. All right, Jay. You saw a cute at the store. I saw, okay. I think she followed me on Instagram. So I asked her if it was her and she looked like her and she said no. I was not sure. Oh, okay, you want to know if she was lying. So you're popular on Instagram. I'm still locked out of my Instagram. You guys are wonderful on Instagram. I like to say all the cool people are on Instagram. I don't think of myself as cool, but not everybody could be cool. But let's do an energy reading to see if that is her. That's all I really could do is read off energy. Alright, you got a full moon eclipse with this one. And this talks about conclusions. So, which is good. And it talks about conclusions that are close to you finding out. And then you got a new moon in Capricorn surrounding her, talking about hard work and dissembling moon. And I'm picking up that this may be the person that was following you, but she was shy and she was kind of working hard to try to approach you in a better way. And there's a deep liking. And the dissembling moon is she's just nervous and it's just telling her to relax. So I'm picking up it was her. And she was nervous. So, and you know what? People that are on these social medias, and I am laugh out loud, it could be intimidating, especially when you're not a small potato like me. And Instagram people are always, when they get Instagram famous, they're thousands and thousands of people watch them. So it is very intimidating. So I just say if you like her or whatever, just kind of be nice about it. Because, she could be crushing on you. I mean, it could be. People have crushes on people every day around here. And they come over here and get their readings. So, but be careful because sometimes you don't know about people. And I say this because some people could be stalkers and sometimes they're just not right. I watch a lot of criminal stuff. And I've taken a lot of psychology. And people that tend to follow social media people get obsessed with people a lot and they will follow them and all this stuff, and it's very unhealthy, and it's a psychosis actually through psychology. So if this is true, be very careful because you don't want anything bad following you. I'm just letting you know. I'd like to stay to myself because I don't know, maybe one day I would have a stalker. I don't know. I don't foresee it happening, but it may happen, Jay, one day. But I'll be prepared over here. And I'd be giving them 20 questions. Oh, okay. Okay, chat. Oh, that person has a really complicated name. All right. Yeah, you can get a reading, Clay. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Priya. You're my... What is it? Motivate is a rock crystal. Moldavate. Okay. Moldavite. I think I've heard that. I watched that Gia or whatever channel. Honestly, I literally clinically died in my 40s, and that's how I can do things. I never really got into knowing every crystal, and I'd be watching this crystal network and stuff. So some people have been able to do this for years and know everyone. I got more into science, so. But the science behind crystals are very interesting. In ancient, we use crystals in our everyday thing. That's how I'm able to talk to you on the computer. In ancient Egypt, they used crystals, and they said that they're able to harness electricity. So crystals have a very rich history. Besides mystical things, and generally, I know people that have flatlined and come back. Just either they see things, and once you see the other side, I could tell you could not unsee it. I will tell you that for sure because I can't unsee the other side. And it's okay because a lot of the things that follow me are cool because I'm not a bad person. All right, you want to know what is going to happen between Kayleen and I romantically in the coming weeks. I could see what energy reading comes. All right, you got a full moon in Aries. And a full moon in Aries means everything comes to a halt, pretty much. I watch, you'll think this is funny, I watch Dr. Pitbull all the time. That's like one of my favorite YouTubers is Dr. Pitbull. I love her. I watch surgeons. Being a medical, I watch surgeons. But I like to say this full moon of Aries, instead of saying it's always like bad and you're going to be fighting, it's just like something coming all the way up, like a cyst, like all the way coming up or a pimple. And it can't get any bigger and it's there. So it's going to come to a climax. And it's going to go one way or another. And when you come to a climax in any kind of situation, and this is clinically speaking, I do say clinically, especially when a romance and stuff, there's going to be some kind of conflict. So in the coming weeks, there's going to be a conflict, but it's surrounded by a mutual moon and a new moon. And a mutual moon is just talking about new starts, nothing set in stone, things of that nature. And a new moon is literally just a new start. And I will tell you, clinically speaking, through all the psychology I've ever taken and all the psychosis I've done and stuff, that when people get angry and they act like they hate you is when they like you the most sometimes. And when they get real nervous around you and they got to just run out of the room, sometimes that's a good sign. Because you got to read people. My dad was in the military and I come from a military family. You got to read people instead of just always thinking the mystical. Read their body language. Find out about their backgrounds. Find out what kind of read her. Find out what kind of person she is. And I'm talking about if she's an angry person, argumentative person, and everything. This is how you know about your mate. And this is how I've went about a lot of things in my life. And it's really worked. And then when you get to this Fury complex, which is clinically speaking the climax of your relationship for the first one, as long as you hold your ground and be honest, you'll be able to read who they are and how they're going to approach you. And you have to think of everything scientifically. It's all good to be able to listen and and see the other side here and there, but sometimes people, it's so easy to read them. So easy. My dad was an interrogator for the military. He was one of the best. He made people talk. And Sometimes if you sit back and listen, read their body language, if they're always on their phone when they're with you and you're supposed to be on a date, be like, and you just ask just random little questions. Like, why you're always on your phone? We're supposed to be on a date. And just see how their reactions are. If it's a good reaction or if it's a reaction that you think is kind of fishy, it probably is fishy. Not everyone's honest these days and not everyone's nice. So you got to remember that also. I come across a lot of people and I read many people. And I know that it's easy to read their pulse. I will tell you that. Because cops do it all the time. Military does it all the time. Especially if you're in a romantic situation, get a baseline on their pulse. It's so easy. You just get a baseline and you ask them a couple questions, just random questions like, oh, do you like chicken or whatever? And snuggle up to them. And you can feel the heartbeat, obviously, from the chest cavity. You can feel it here, you can feel it in the wrist. But if you don't want to be inconspicuous, do it. Just snuggle up. Say, I just want to snuggle with you, and start rating their heart, and then start asking the hard questions. Just just ask how many people have you been with after that, and if their heart starts skipping a beat and going real fast, and you notice it's faster, and then all of a sudden they got to go to the bathroom, they got to go to the store, it's probably a high number, or it's somebody you're not going to like. And I tell you guys this stuff because it's got me by in the years, and I've caught a lot of people lying to me. And there's a lot of people that will lie to you. And the mystics can't stop this. Nothing can stop it. So I'm just giving you guys free advice because I think everybody needs this kind of advice, and especially if you're talking to a cop. No, don't ever overreact. Don't ever. Because then they think you're lying. You get pulled over, I don't know if you got a little bit of contraband in your car. Don't smoke weed in your car, period, honestly. But if you get pulled over, just be very nice and act like it's any other day, and do not look nervous, because if you look nervous, the cops immediately, they're going to think you're lying, and that's when a search comes in your car. I will tell you that. I know that for my family, and that's what cops do. So I do want to give that advice because I've been looking at all these videos and people have been harassed by cops lately, and just a whole lot of stuff going on. But that's the easy way of getting out of the situation. And it's really good to have your license and registration and proof of insurance also. That goes beyond saying. But guard yourself. And it's very easy. Oh, you're welcome, Don. But yeah, if you got any questions like that, I can answer them too. I really can. I studied brains for like 3 years. I like brain studies. It was an incredible brain study. I don't know why the person volunteered, but they had wires sticking out of their brains. They know where your pleasure sense spots in your brain are and what triggers them, because they had some girl, and every single time the doctor would press a button, because they had all these like wires down and they did surgery, and she would orgasm every time he would press the button. So our brain, they say, can harness the universe, and our thoughts could change a situation, and our positivity or non-positivity could break a situation. That's what they're calling for, because we have a lot of electricity in us, and they say it connects to a bigger whole. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, but yeah. But if you guys have any cop questions or military questions, or how, or if you're worried about what you need to do to see if someone's lying, I know that more than probably a lot of people on YouTube. And these are things you can find in a textbook or psychology class, because that's what you should be going for more. All right. This is so nice, this computer. I'm so excited. All right, let me go back and get some of these others. I like to give you guys good, useful advice because I've been seeing that some people have been getting in a lot of problems, and these cops been getting out of control. And I guess sometimes they've been targeting people, and none of this is good. So keep your guys' nose clean, and please, please, please do not do hard drugs. Just if you have to do anything and you're over 21, just smoke weed and that's it. And go to a dispensary, please. Do not go to the neighborhood drug dealer. Some of them are putting fentanyl in the weed. So I go to the dispensary for all of my stuff. I do not go to an actual person because I'm paranoid about what people put in my food and everything. Yeah, I want to answer your question, Michelle. We got the same name. All right. All right. Okay. Motivate is a rock crystal. Did you want a question about the crystal? Okay, here. What will happen when I start wearing my motivate? Motivate. I don't know. Let me ask Google about this. They seem to know. Every guy I got a thing laugh out loud where I'm gonna make my own damn crystals. There has to be a way to make it. I got a whole crystal kit. I was gonna do that. Okay, let's see. Mold bait. I know a lot of ancient history about this stuff. Okay, motivate. Okay, here you go. It's very pretty. All right, where are the warnings of Monteville? Says those who have been wearing this stone for years say that it is not uncommon for Moldavite to activate or tap into suppressed emotions like fear, anger, or sadness. These feelings can be incredibly intense, which can be off putting or even frightening for some people. Wow. Well, if you have any suppressed emotions, maybe, I guess, maybe try to address them before you put on that stone. And I do know the science behind this, folks, because I'm more scientific than I am anything. Even though I died and I seen a light and was brought back, and I did. I seen my mother at a bar because my mom, she's dead. That's who I see that helps me out with the readings. And she just said it wasn't my time, and it was very beautiful dying. I really loved it, but I guess I was too young to die. Maybe I'm gonna die when I'm old and crusty. I don't know. But I do everything in a scientific manner. So, and a lot of these crystals, since we are electricity, do absorb our electricity. And they do affect us in different ways. And that's from ancient Egyptian and scientific studies. Because scientists go and they study all these in the lab. This is the fun thing about science. It's the best job in the world. It really is. Stephen Hawking is like my favorite person in the world. And I always say a lot of stuff like string theory is directly correlated to tarot card reading. It really is. It talks about portholes, wormholes, and I think God's in the Milky Way, and I think he's in one of these black holes. And I might sound crazy, but there's no other. There's a lot of celestial bodies in the universe, but black holes are actually capable of making wormholes. So would it be that uncommon? Would it be that profound to think that maybe God just goes through wormholes? And Stephen Hawking always thought that. And I think science and tarot cards are very close because they say when our brains are so powerful in our thoughts that it goes up to the universe. That's what they say. And our brain can harness a lot of things. If you think positive and go into a room and you have some happy music and you're dancing, everyone's going to be happy in that room. You go in that room looking sad and pitiful and you want to kill someone, all of a sudden it's going to be a bad day. They say that what we do alters another reality all the time. And they say that when we just like I'm talking to you on this live stream, in another reality, I might be eating dinner at the same time. They said before you do one thing, there's infinite possibilities for one moment. That's why they say time is infinite. And a lot of scientists call for this. And if you study science enough, you will realize that science and God go together. And God is not in the Bible. God is just light. God is the better good. And then, of course, he has to have the opposite. It's like a battery it's like a battery in a car. You have the positive and the negative charge. And obviously, if you're always positively charged, you're gonna attract positive energy. And if you're always negatively charged and you don't have anything to neutralize you, you're going to stay. And sometimes some people, I can't prove it, but you can't prove any of the scientific theories. I believe that's why there's ghosts. Because honestly, you need the positive and negative to get a car started. So if you're always going in the negative and never in the positive and there's nothing to help it, your soul can't go nowhere. It just stays. And then eventually it gets so disconnected and gets nasty that it forgot how to have compassion. And then you have your residual hauntings. I mean, these are my ongoing scientific theories. I could be wrong. I could be right. But I like to think in the scientific community, we have a lot of hypotheses. And there's nothing wrong with hypothesis. There isn't. I wrote a term paper on love, how it's a chaotic emotion. And I did a thesis on that, like 100-page thesis when I was in college. And I wasn't wrong. But I wasn't fully right. It's just one person's perspective. Stephen Hawking said that God is a positive energy wormhole in the universe. And honestly, he was the smartest man alive at that time. And I don't think there's anybody smarter than Stephen Hawking alive today. And I really wish with the James Webb telescope, with us actually having proof of wormholes, I wish he was alive. Because if anybody could have figured this out, I'm willing to think Stephen Hawking could have. Harvard, yes, they do their best. They're very smart, but they're not as smart as Stephen Hawking. They're not. He was the best at string theory and everybody. I mean, that's just me. I'm biased because I'm a Stephen Hawking fan. I guess it makes me different as a tarot card reader. All right, and Lucia. All right, I got your question answered, Michelle, and I like your name because it's the same as mine. And anyways, Lucia, you want to ask about your love life. Will something change the positive in my relationship? I could do an energy reading through you, through the computer, and honestly, it's because I'm more of a charge because I died and came back. You're considered a walk-in. Sometimes it's easier to receive energy when you're a walk-in. Yeah, anybody who's died and came back, even if it's the same body, it's considered a walk-in. You could walk into another body or your own. But anyways, let's do that. All right, your whole reading on your relationship, your current relationship here. You got a full moon of Virgo, Lucia, and this just means you have low self-esteem. I'm picking up. And you know what? And a lot of times in new relationship, it's common. Don't feel like it's uncommon to feel that something might not be right or you're not doing something good enough. It's common for newlyweds. It's common in any kind of psychiatry. So it's okay to have a lower self-esteem and be more worried. It really is. And you got also a full moon of Pisces surrounding you and a waning moon. And the full moon in Pisces just means that you need a balance and you're not balanced. And it's not a bad to not be balanced. And we're not every day we're supposed to be balanced. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I wake up and I'm a hot mess. So it just means to balance your spiritual and your practical, your inner self. If you don't believe in things of the spiritual nature, if you want to translate it to psychology, you want to, your inner self, you want to balance your inner self with everything going on in your life. Or you could just say spirituality and practicality. It's both, it's literally both the same, Lucia, it really is. And you have a waning moon also. And this just means you have some kind of something holding you back from fully being able to love somebody. And I feel it's heartache. I feel somebody hurt you so bad that sometimes you hold back. And that's okay. Because some people they're shitheads like that. And I've had relationships in the past where people were shitheads. And it happens to us all. We're women. Even with men. Men feel the same way. So I don't see it going negative, but I feel that you should tell him about everything you feel and see how it goes. And embrace your inner self. Don't always try to be something you're not. And whatever you are because you were made for a design. When you were born, you were designed for one thing. So you got to go with whatever you're designed for. I was designed for book studies. And I guess I was designed to die early and relate science to tarot cards. Laugh out loud, but that's just me. But you're a total different person, so I don't feel there's anything malicious in your relationship. I really don't. I don't feel you're in danger. I just feel you have to be honest with your partner and just to see if it's going to be long term. Because short term relationships, a lot of times, they're not horrible, but it's because people don't communicate correctly. So communication is the key, Lucia. You got to let them know your wants and needs and what you want to accomplish in your life. If you want to accomplish being a nurse, Say, you know what, I want to go to nursing school one day. Are you going to be able to help me with this? I really like you. Or if you have a child, are you going to be a good father to my child? These are the things that could be addresses and are a deal breaker in a lot of relationships. So that you have to consider also. So I tell you this for good advice because sometimes people don't think about this. And everybody in a relationship, everything looks good at first. It's like going to a buffet and going to a new restaurant, and you're like, man, this is all great. And then every single day, it gets boring or you can't afford it all. And then you figure, what am I going to do to eat afterwards? Just think of a game plan. See if this going to, because I feel you want a long term relationship, and this is how you form bonds for a long term. And it's not always going to be a long term, and it's okay. And if it's you're already invested, it's going to hurt for a little bit. But just remember that you'll get over it and things will go on. You just have to think positive. Some people are meant to be in your life for a period and they're meant to leave. Some people are meant to stay forever or come later on in your life and be long term. I have two children by two different men. But the first I was engaged, the second I was married, and I thought it was going to last forever, my marriage. It did not. Do I regret it? No. I was meant to be with him for 12 years, and the communication did not work. But do I regret it? No. I was meant to be with my husband because he helped me raise my first child, and that wasn't his, and his child, and he still to this day helps me with the kids, and he's a great dad, but we're just not meant to be together. So you got to remember that also. And I think people forget that because it takes a village to raise a child, and sometimes you're meant to have a child with someone, and then when things go a different way, you're meant to break up with them. And I will tell you, if you do not break up with a person, when you see the signs, when the universe breaks you up, or fake karma, or whatever you want to call it, or natural selection, a lot of times in science we call it natural selection. When natural selection breaks you apart, it's going to be a whole lot more dramatic. I tend to leave when I see the signs, and I don't go back. I don't ask them to come back. I just deal with things. And sometimes it's not a bad way to be. So, and it's a very clinically, psychology speaking, more positive. It really is. Because even with spirituality, sometimes I do a crazy check. I make sure that I'm not just on I think it's vitamin E. I think it's vitamin E. It's one of the vitamins. If you take too much of it, you can see you have elusive dreams and things. So I try to stay away from certain vitamins because sometimes you can have a spiritual awakening, but sometimes they're not all a spiritual awakenings. So you got to keep this in mind also. Sometimes certain drugs you take that, and I'm not even saying none of you are drug addicts. I'm just saying that some things a doctor gives you, when you take them, even if you're on a higher vitamin, it can affect sometimes things, and sometimes you see things that aren't there. It's really weird. And then you have elusive dreams. I want to say it's vitamin E. I swear to God, it has to be. It's one of those vitamins I was on, and I was always having these elusive dreams. And sometimes I got to check to see if it's really my intuition or not. And that's, I try to stay off certain different drugs the doctor gives me, because doctors will give you all kinds of drugs. They do. I go there for one simple thing. They say you have depression, blah. Bam. They got a prescription for you. And my friends that are very intuitive, they're in depression medicine and they said they don't see things anymore because they're blocked. Depression medicine will block you from the other side. I will tell you that. It kind of blocks your thinking and it blocks a lot of your neurons in your brain. And that is clinically speaking. In exorcisms, I'm weird like that. I was reading, actually, I was on YouTube about the Vatican City allowed everybody, there's some of their books that were over 5,000 years old, and they let historians go in there. And they have a lot of stuff. But when they do their exorcisms, which I read one of the exorcisms, and it was in Old English because I know how to read Old English and a little bit of Latin. But in this ceremony, before they do things, the Catholic Church itself checks to see if you're on depression medication and different stuff. Because it will make you see things and it will make you think you got the devil inside sometimes. And I do know that because Catholics are good for their exorcisms. Now, what I will tell you about the Catholics, they are they did burn the witches. They were the first ones, but also they were looking for the power to harness through crystals, and they did some dark witchcraft. That's why they say they always talk about a dark pope. They're not talking about a dark skinned pope. People are talking about the pope that, because a lot of times the Catholics practiced magic, and it happened like in medieval times. And they would kill these witches, and they would literally, before they killed them, they would torture them, and they would use them. They would take their bones and do they would do a lot of satanic rituals with these women that were more intuitive. And there are ways where you can get more intuitive, but it takes away from your soul. And these people became very good killers, and they got away with it. They just went around and they murdered who they wanted, tortured who they wanted. And everything got reported to the church, and everything got swept under the rug, and they were allowed to murder as they wanted. So you have all these bishops and everything just going around and murdering women and trying to find out why they're powerful and if they could take their power. And they did it through dark ways. And I have studied the Catholic religion very intensely in this way, because if you want to follow the path of Tara and stuff, follow the Vatican City. They have stuff whenever there was a major war, they have Egyptian artifacts. They have mummies. They have Saint Peter. They got the shroud of Jesus. They wanted the shroud after he was being tortured, and they wanted his bones. How do we know that Jesus didn't want to be with his family? That's what I'm saying. And why would you want someone's bones so bad? And why would you guard them so nobody can see them? I think they're up to some suspicious stuff with all these bones. That's where I'm at with this whole topic, because I've been researching this for a while, and I tell you, they're up to some shady stuff. Shady. But yeah, there is stuff, but you can't let it in negatively. Just don't take any kind of depression medication and stuff, and try to have an enlightenment that's positive. And my friend prays and she calls out to the universe. My friend called out to the universe, told me I was going to be famous, and I told her, because we worked together at the nursing home. And I make a comfortable enough income where it doesn't matter if I'm famous or not. And I told her, I don't want to be famous. I just want to help people. She said, I called out to the universe. And I guess if you're in, however you want to do it, if you want to pray, if you want to meditate, it doesn't matter. I guess you can call out. The universe usually comes to me, and I've been making sure I don't take, I have my vitamins aren't making me see things, and it's been way better. But that is yours, Lucia. See if I get any more popular, I don't know. Okay, now I have, oh, it's all supposed to help opening with Pandui. It probably does, Michelle. It really probably does. All these crystals do. They say Cleopatra had these crystals, and they weren't like the Catholics acting crazy and dealing with doing stuff with dead bodies, but Cleopatra used to use crystals for meditation, and they had electricity through these crystals. It probably does. But as long as you keep an open mind and you're kind of in charge of you're pretty, if you're in balance with your inner self, no crystal can bother you. It really can't. You just can't suppress things, and that's just clinically speaking. And I like to say things clinically because none of us really know. I mean, I'm not God. I get intuitive and stuff. I was brought back, but I'm not God. But the things I can tell you is what I know from school. I can tell you. As long as you're balanced with your inner self, none of these crystals can hurt you, even if they're a bad one. Because you're going to know right away, and nothing negative can enter your body. Negative thoughts can't enter your body if you don't allow them to. And this is the God's honest truth. I've been around people that have worshiped Satan, and low key, probably, I'm hoping they didn't kill no one, but I think they may have killed an animal. And all they said was, when you walk through the well, as you walk through the valley of darkness, fear no evil. And I went about my business, and not one bit of their energy followed me, not one bit. So sometimes just being in touch with your inner self, you can overcome anything, literally. And I will say that from personal experience. And I just like that prayer because I was raised Roman Catholic. And even though I don't like their dark history, I believe in some of the teachings. I don't think it's a bad religion. I really don't. Yes, I believe they were psychotic at times. Yes, they were. Anybody who through the Crusades that murders people, burns witches, and drowns women and burns them because they say they're witches and does stuff with their body parts. It is psychotic. But they don't do that anymore. That's the thing. Everybody changes. Yeah, anything that was really, really negative could come out to be really positive, just like the Holocaust site. Maybe one day when people forget, and they could put something really good on the land. I don't know. It's probably going to be a long time. Lots of people died there. And it was a horrible part in history through World War II. It really was. But one day, it might be a holy site. Who knows? We'll be dead. I mean, I'll be dead for sure. I don't know about you guys, but they might build a church on the Holocaust site. Anything that's totally bad eventually turns totally good. People, I think, forget that. All right, and Latoya. That's a nice name. I like Latoya. I was named after Michael the Archangel. I I didn't have any cool names. When you're Catholic, you're named after dead family members. Oh, happy Sunday to you. I was named after my Aunt Michelle and Saint Michael, so. Oh, no, Michael the Archangel, I was told. So that's what I was named after. My mom was, and Pope John Paul confirmed me when I was younger, when I took my final sacrament. He was in the area in Cleveland at the time. I'm 51 years old, mind you, laugh out loud, but when I got confirmed, it was Pope John Paul that, that did my confirmation. So I do have pedigrees from Vatican City, so, and I am very curious. So, all right, Latoya, you want to know whatever comes out for me, thank you. Okay. I got a new moon Aquarius for your general energy field I'm picking up. And this just talks about a situation where you're this I'm picking up this is somebody you're not maybe not involved with, but someone that likes you. I'm picking up a crush type thing, or somebody that you associate with, maybe that you go out to eat with a lot type thing. And your other things that are surrounding your energy fields are a full moon in Scorpio and a void course moon. The full moon in Scorpio just talks about releasing negative energy. And, negative, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means maybe you've been through stuff and you just got to get through a situation and let yourself heal. It could be anything. It could be a death. It could be a breakup. It could just be life. I go through this all the time. I really do. So I get it. I dig it. So I get a full moon in Scorpio all the time. But as of your crush, you got the void course moon. That's just what it is. Nothing's going to come of the relationship with love, but you guys might be good friends. And love is hard. That's why they make so many songs about it. So, but that's not bad. I mean, you got sometimes it's better to know, and to know is better. So, I like to I like to live in truth so I can move on and live a happy life. You only got so many years to live unless you believe in we're being reborn again. Hinduism, I tend to believe we're reborn in different circles. And if it's true what the Catholics say that you're not reborn, you just go to heaven, then you live it up. Make the best of your life if that's what you believe. And I'm not going to tell you what to believe. So, good luck to you, Latoya. Thank you for coming on the stream. Because honestly, I'm just not. I've never been that popular of a person. I was a classic 80s nerd. So, when I was in school, late 80s, laugh out loud. That's why I figured I would never be anything of any like social media type thing. So when I was younger, so I put my nose in the books. All right, Tanya. Like 6 USA. Next steps towards Rashada. Okay, I don't know what that means. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. All right. All right, Bill. Oh, Tanya, you want a general reading. All right, Tanya, I will do yours. Oh, you're welcome, Latoya. I hope good luck. And if you want I don't know if you have any other questions or you just want to talk or watch me try to do some arts and crafts. Sometimes I'm good at them, sometimes I'm not. I like to blog my little activities. The most interesting thing I do is tarot card readings and my attempt at crafts. So far, I got really good at drawing, but and perfuming. But we'll see. It's an ongoing journey. I'll be growing crystals too. I figured, I am scientific. Why not? But yeah, if you want to be a friend of Chong the dog, that would be great. I would love to have you on board. I feel we're all friends in this life, one way or another. All right, Bill Banks. Or no, the Banks Bill. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. All right. I'm waiting on your question and Alicia. All right. Do I have people trying to disturb my career business? Oh, okay. This happens a lot. I will do an energy reading you and your whole situation in your work center. And this does happen, Bill. I know. I work in medical and people are always trying to talk about stuff to get you fired and stuff. I get it. I work in a toxic environment, so I will help you. I've had people try to get me fired for like 10 years. I get it. And they are something, these people. All right. You got a new moon in Scorpio for the main one, which is expected because you're worried about somebody trying to throw you under the bus. That's what we call it at work, throwing you under the bus. So, and that's expected to get a card like that. That's normal. But you're surrounded by a full moon in Virgo. And this just talks about, I don't know, I'm picking up it's somebody of, I don't know, someone that's jealous. I'm picking up jealousy and a female that she kind of is worried about her own job or something. I'm picking that up. I don't know why, but she's jealous of you. I don't know if it's because of a crush or just in general, maybe she just likes your job. I don't know. But I do know she's jealous of you. And then you got a full moon surrounding it. And this is just, I guess, telling you to manifest a better workplace, which I have done this before. And surrender, it's just surrender to the divine is just a fancy way of saying, just asking the universe and maybe meditating and manifesting something or just thinking of how a scenario you want to happen and trying to put your energy into making it happen, which clinically sounds way better than all this hoopball with what a lot of tarot card readings do, and they confuse the hell out of me the way they say things. No offense, but yeah. I do feel like there is a female that's jealous of you, Bill. You just caught off a Scorpio. Scorpio was preying on the downfall. I never met her. I wrote her 2 songs for free, then she stabbed me in the back. Maybe that's who I'm picking up. It's someone that's jealous that's trying to throw you under the bus. It's probably her. If I would just go to work and just keep, make sure that you're doing what you need to do and mind your own business. I just go into work, tell everybody I'm just there to work, and that's it. I believe so. I believe the problem is some girl with low self-esteem that's jealous. So I would just, if you know what the problem is, sometimes you can go into work and you can take care of these things better. There's a lot of people jealous at me at work because I recently got a raise and I'm making as much as the night shifters and I work day shift and I'm able to make my own hours and I cut back 8 hours and they're jealous of me because of that, and I have a lot of people that try to sabotage me. So she's definitely trying to sabotage you, Bill. She really is. I have lots of people trying to sabotage me. If you try to, I would just, I don't know, maybe now that you have the upper hand, just I would address the situation and just be like, I already know what she's gonna do, and that's it. That's what I would do. Sometimes I get intuitive feelings, and I try to read people at work, and I just beat them at their own punch, and I just float around and try to stay away from people, or just stand your ground. I mean, if you cut her off and she wasn't good, it's okay. That's your prerogative. There's free will. If women can do it, men can do it. I know women get insane about this. They do, and I'm a woman saying this. Sometimes you're only meant to be with someone for a little bit, and that's it. It gets too toxic. You gotta cut it off. So it is definitely her. So good luck to that, and at least you know who it is. Because sabotage is very terrible. Oh, that's good. You blocked her on all platforms. All right. Now, Alicia, you want to know what Aaron's current feelings towards you are. And you're welcome, Latoya. I hope you become a friend to Chog the dog. I always doing some crazy fun stuff over here. I really am. I'm like a kid at heart. And I would love to have you on live chat because I'm old and my kids are grown. So who else do I have to talk to half the time? And my husband works all the time. So there we go. You could be my friend. All right, Alicia, you want to know Aaron's feelings. All right. You and Aaron are in a third quarter moon. This is talking about adjustments to be together. So that's not always a good sign in a relationship when adjustments have to be made. Oh, you're welcome, Bill. Feel free to be friends with Chog the dog. I know about the art of sabotage. I can always help you out in this area. I deal with every day at my job, 3 days a week. That's why I'm only there 3 days a week. But Alicia, you got a third quarter moon, and this whole field is talking about adjustments, which is, like I said, is not good for your relationship at all. And you got a north node that's surrounding that, and new moon eclipse. A north node is just talking about, doing things that you may not feel comfortable doing or you're scared to do. So, all right. You blocked situation. Are you being blocked for, did he block you from things? Is that what that means, blocked situation? But you're also surrounded by a new moon eclipse, and this is powerful change. This thing with Aaron, oh, he blocked you after you broke up. Okay. That makes sense. I'm not hip with all the new stuff. I live in book world or YouTube documentaries about history. This is what I do. So I'm not hip to all that. But I don't know. I feel that this could go 50-50. He's like, I feel that he's just kind of out there thinking about it, but there's no real love. He's just angry. And even if he did love you, it's going to be hard if he's already has so much anger and negativity. He's very negative. I'm feeling a lot of negativity. So there's a ton of negativity here. And unless he's an intellectual and you guys got a strong foundation, I don't know where this could go with him. It's going to need a real strong foundation to move forward, because somebody with that much anger is hard to deal with, and generally they don't honestly love you. Oh, you were together 5. Maybe that's where the anger's coming from. So I don't know. I'm filling up a lot of anger. I mean, maybe we try to reach out or maybe talk to some of, if you're friends with some of his friends, just maybe tell them that if you had to change a heart, see where things go. But there's a lot of negativity. And it's a free universe, so he can literally do what he wants to do. I mean, it's his body, his life, and if he wants a clean change, the universe does not say or try to stop us from clean breaks. It really doesn't. Even if the other person's hurt, it just doesn't. So I know it sucks. And it would be nice if the universe would step in and say, hey, I'm going to give karma to that person. But it does not. Sometimes it's a lesson to us, sometimes it's not. I mean, it could be a lesson to him that you're not around. Some of these things are, we broke up in February and he is still that angry. Guys can be angry for a long time, Alicia. They really can. My ex husband is still angry at me, and it's been 12 years. I've been with the current husband for 12 years. I was married to him for 12 years, and he's still angry. So, and this has been 12 years ago, and the kids actually like the new husband, and my husband has helped out the ex-husband. I mean, it's that deep, and everyone's over it, but my ex-husband keeps the grudge going. I sent food over to the house when my son was having problems with his girlfriend, and he ended up in jail and stuff because he bailed him out of jail, and he won't accept my help. He won't accept my husband's help. And it's just my son's like 21, but still, it is what it is. So no, he's a Gemini. And I've been nothing but nice to him. And he's a great father. He really is. He raised my oldest son. He went through the Navy, did well. He has a great job because of him. And I always tell him how great of a father he is, because they both call him dad, but he's still angry. So men could be angry for a lot of time, and you can harbor anger for a lifetime if you want. It's a lonely feeling. Harboring anger is really terrible. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want to harbor that much anger, but some people do. So you just kind of see where it goes. And, sometimes if you've been together that many years, just be like, hey, I don't hate you. And maybe try to be friends with them. I tried to be friends with my ex-husband. We're civil at times, but my husband's not. They tell my current husband, not to come to family events because of the ex-husband. So this happens, and it is real life. Because you gave him a piece of my mind in public, and he did not expect me to do it. Well, yeah, that'll do it. Maybe some guys don't. They want you to do. They're controlling. My ex-husband was, at times he was nice and a good father, but at times he could be controlling. He wanted me to act a certain way, do certain stuff, and he was a very good father. He was a very good father. He's still a good father, but he's a controlling man, and he wants things done, and he doesn't. And there is no. And maybe he's one of these people that don't have free will. Well, don't think people have it. I should say that. But he does sound like my ex-husband. Something like that happened to my ex-husband. He always accused me of why he had to fix the brakes because he said that I had hard stops and our brake pads were going to go, and it was my fault if the car broke. These are things that people that are controlling will say. And we'd be on our way to college, and he'd be starring that. Oh yes, yeah. So what did they call it? They call it the super ego in psychology. I guess everyone has it, but sometimes you outgrow your super ego after you're a teenager. Some people keep their super ego to adulthood, and I'm not trying to point the finger at men or women. I think either or can keep their super ego for a long time. But yeah, a lot of times their people's ego gets down and they just don't want to admit they could be wrong and they wanted everything done their way. And it broke up a 12-year marriage and with his ego. So maybe what I did is I just threw myself into work, and I started doing arts and crafts and little things like that, spending time with the kids more, and I just moved on with my life. And if he came back, he came back. If he didn't, he didn't. Sometimes it's the best way to be. Oh, well, thank you. I try to be very positive. And when I do readings, I like to be very positive with energy readings because I feel that positivity is the key to happiness, even if it's a negative situation. Hey, it could be. I was in therapy for a long time. It really is. Sometimes, honestly, the best therapy is talking to friends. It really is. Sometimes to get your mind together, I have found out it's better to talk to good friends. And a lot of the drawings I do all the time that you guys see, they're stress drawings. That's how I handle my stress. I doodle. Now I doodle faces, but I doodle. I was waiting on AT&T and I did this. I'm going to post it. In 3 hours, I sketched this really, really, really actually a good looking elephant that had like four eyeballs. Like it's like some kind of spiritual thing I seen in my dreams. It was an elephant with four eyes, like the third eye type thing. It was a very spiritual painting, and I did this in 3 hours with markers and just stuff I put together and threw it on my front door. But this is stuff I do for my therapy. And I come over here and talk to people because sometimes if you're depressed, it's nice to talk to people. Oh, hello XXL. And hello Jay. I want to say that's a T-shirt, the XXL. See, I'm always Chong the dog. I don't get to change my at all. I would have Bazinga if it was me. I love Big Bang Theory. If I think my if I had my celebrity crush is Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. Oh, you're big. All right. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. My mom was a bigger lady too. We're all the size we're meant to be. It's who you are inside that matters. And back then, actually, it's good that you're big at a time where people are more open about it. When I was younger in like the late 80s, they used to when I went to Catholic school, everybody used to make fun of my mom, and they used to tell me, "Oh, are you afraid your mom's gonna eat you for dinner and all this?" And I used to tell them, "Shut the hell up." And people were very mean to heavy people. And I used to tell them, you're very ugly on the inside. So I get it. And at least you don't have to deal with that now because everybody is they don't like I think I forgot what it's called on the what would you do. There's a certain name for it. Like body something. I don't know. But everybody's more aware of it. So you're living in a good age. And mine I was considered overweight. If you were in a size 5, you were fat when I was growing up. And I was always a size 9 or something. And they used to say I was heavy set. And God forbid if you were 100 pounds overweight, no one would talk to you when I was younger. And models were paper thin. So it wasn't a good time to grow up in that sense. It really wasn't. Oh, hi, Mickey. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm able to live stream because AT&T was here. I even gave him a candle because I was so upset and all of a sudden then my husband goes, "Did you pay the bill?" I said, "Before I buy the groceries, I paid the bill. I live stream. I need my internet." And I just bought it and I just got this computer for $130 on Amazon. And I swear this thing was way more money than it is. Yeah, you can ask a question. You remind me of Leslie and that's awesome. I do love them. I watched it. I've watched every. Oh, I like young Sheldon too. Oh my God, that's awesome too. If he wasn't gay, I would marry that man. But he is, and he does Broadway. Sad. He is my celebrity crush. I always tell my husband that since he just likes men and he's on Broadway and he's married to another man, it will never happen. So I'm good. But yeah, he's awesome. Love it. Yeah, I love him. I do. I don't know what it is about Sheldon. I even do the same thing at my house he does with his couch, where he always sits there and says, "I got my own spot. It's not too cold and too warm, and I make sure airflow. I got 2 fans, so I have good airflow because I think of Big Bang Theory." But yeah, I go to the extreme because I love Big Bang Theory. I love those guys. Well, back in the day, this was heavy. I'm 51, so I'm lucky to be a decent size. But my mom had me on a diet when I was younger. It was like that. And I did do modeling for a little bit, but I had to do plus size modeling because 9 and 10, size 9 or 10 was big back then. It was crazy times. I mean, you had Molly Ringwald that was real thin, and you had your thin actors, and that was it. Now it's more diverse. God forbid if you liked the same sex. because that was blasphemy when I was growing up. Blasphemy. That people were that loved men or loved other women were committing suicide when I was growing up. I grew up in very unforeseen times. Growing up late 80s was like this, so. Alright, where in the heck? I think I gotta get my little thing. I think I'm running out of power. Let me go grab my power cord before the stream lets out. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, if you guys see these ThinkPads on sale like I did, this would be a great investment. I was able to connect my phone to it, and I was able to write in my book. When I connected to that, I got Microsoft security and all this stuff because I'm about ready to drop a book because I like to write. I have been writing ever since I was 10. And let me find this here. Okay, it must be this side. But yeah, since I was 10 years old, I've been writing. Okay, this is much better. And anyways, I've been writing since I was 10, and I love everything about writing. And I started out reading The Hobbit when I was 10 years old. I loved writing that much. And I wrote like a couple pages in my new book. And I'm going to look on Amazon, my best friend, because you can unload your book there. They say they take like 40%. Well, thank you. You know what I take? I know it sounds insane. I tell all my friends my age this, but they won't do it. Glucosamine and fish oil. If you take glucosamine and fish oil, and use hemp oil on your face, it does help. I've been taking fish oil for over 20 years. And I don't even have wrinkles up in here. And I don't have a lot of makeup on either. None at all. I mean, I have some because there's no filters over here. But I've been using I think it's between the hemp oil and the fish oil. I've gotten I think my skin just stayed a lot better because my one friend, she's already her neck's starting to loosen up, and I've always walked a lot, but I don't jog. I'm clumsy and I don't like jogging. Oh well, thank you. You didn't have to. I mean, I'm just over here living the life. I figure I got a 31-year-old and 21-year-old, and sometimes they're both always working, and the 21-year-old's always looking for a girl. So what do you to do besides? And then I do now that I got my new computer, thank God, and found the right deal. I mean, I probably will write more in my book. Then when I get paid next, I'm gonna see how much it takes, how much the maintenance fee it is to start dropping books. They say that on Amazon, because if you could write like short books, they're like 100 pages. If you can write 100-page books or just smaller books, and you can get 5 out, you can make like 500 a month, and that's easy. It really is. And I feel that I did write Lily in the Darkness, and it is kind of a long read. But I just feel that I'm going to make some smaller ones because Stephen King's even doing short stories of 100 pages. So I'm going to do some of that, and I like to do this to keep me busy. because I don't do bad things. I really don't. I don't be going out to the nightclubs. I don't be doing really anything but walking my dog and making dog videos and writing videos and doing arts and crafts. I kind of alternate between all three, but my main thing is writing. And the reason I dabbled into learning art because I took care of people that were on hospice for like years and years that were famous artists, but like not music wise, but the ones that sketched and painted. So, yeah, I can't get an Instagram. I've been trying. I actually finally just got into my Facebook. I've been having problems with Instagram. Now with the new computer, I'm allowed entry into Facebook. I don't know why. But somehow this computer helped me. I'm still trying to get on Instagram because I have like 6 accounts on Instagram. And I have 6 groups on Facebook, so I got a lot going on everywhere. And I'm hoping to be able to do Facebook and Instagram from the ThinkPad. It is a business computer, and it's really helps because it connects right up to my phone. So Instagram is I'm trying to get in there, trying because I know people ask me about Instagram, and I do have really good pages because I like to make videos. I don't understand why I came from Facebook and they always said make reels, fix your reels. So I just got really good at making reels. Now they call I want to say on YouTube reels or shorts. I enjoy making dog videos. I enjoyed the dog walk. I enjoyed the days where I was just a dog walker. I had more people from China that followed me than anyone, and I was okay with that. It's very intimidating environment when you have thousands and different people from all these platforms that all of a sudden find me interesting. Because I really didn't expect to even get 10 subscriptions, and I was okay with it. I really was. So, but that's neither here nor there. But I guess the universe, maybe when Gail called out to the universe and she wanted me to get popular, it happened. But I do think that my shorts are maybe a little bit better than other people's because I'm a writer. And when you're a writer, I like to eventually I aspire to make a horror movie because I do know how to write a screenplay. And to I'd like to go in George Romero's footsteps. He's passed. He's in the abyss, whatever you want to call it. He went to go see God, and he made such good zombie movies. I'd like to make a zombie movie before I die, just to make my stamp on the world because I'm 51. If I've been taking this fish oil glucosamine long enough to where I probably got a good 20, 30 years in me. Maybe you can make movies when you're 80 even. But before I die, I want a movie that I directed and wrote. That is one of my end goals in life. But it takes money for that. It does. And I'm not on the entertainment side as much as I'm on the writing side because I believe I just vibe with writing. I like English. I love English. I wish I knew other languages like I do English, but I don't. I tried. I took Chinese because you had to take an elective foreign language. I tried these Spanish. I got a C minus, and I don't know. I wish I was more bilingual. I feel the world would be a better place for me if I was, but I wasn't around a lot of people that was speaking another language. And I wish I was when I was younger because I probably would have got an A in Spanish. And now that the climate of the world is more diverse, I wish I was, but when I grew up, we really didn't get people from other countries over here as much. It was mostly just one side of the city was white people, the other side of the city, they had the dark colored people, and that was it when I was growing up. And they were starting segregation where they wanted to, but bring Caucasian people over and bus them to the east side and take the people from the other side to the west side, and it was good and bad. Sometimes people would try to fight with me, but I just try to keep it real. I wasn't much of a fighter. I always try to negotiate with them. I made a lot of friends because sometimes they try to gang up on you because you were white. Because back then, white people didn't like colored people, and sometimes the Caucasians didn't like the dark colored people, and that was it. I like people. I like all people. I don't care what kind of people they are. I just like people. So I do. I enjoy over here because you guys, there's all kinds of variety of people. I mean, there's people I would have never met if it wasn't for YouTube, honestly. Oh, hello, Rena. But yeah, and you figure in your busy day, I go down, I do a lot of park stuff. I just came out of minor surgery not Thursday. And I tell you, it's crazy because I went to the podiatrist and I had this toenail that kept going like cone shaped and in and would protrude, and I had it taken care of because it's real cheap with insurance. It was like $10. And it came back. So the second time, and it was real painful the first time. And it went under, and I had to get the surgeon, like the top surgeon of the department, go and yank it out, and it hurt like hell. So I go and tell my mother in law I'm just going to have my 2 toenails removed. So I did. The other one, and I will tell you guys, I had a hard toenail because I was doing a lot of acrylic nail stuff. And it was the only one I had. And I told the doctor, and I just like, well, if you're going to do this toenail, take that one. And then my mother-in-law is like coming home. They did tell me when they took the other toenail off, they said they call it cone shape. It could be genetic, he was saying, or it could be because of your shoes. So be careful with that. If you have like nails growing in like that, surgically they can go under your foot. Mine was going under my toe and I could have lost my toe. So yeah, I don't charge for none of this. I mean, if you come in the stream and give me a little love, I mean, that's good enough for me. I mean, I got my bills paid and food on the table. I would never charge you for a reading. I don't know why people do, honestly. Because, I mean, if you're not, no one's going to be totally accurate because nobody's got. So that's the way I look at it. But yeah. And my mother-in-law sitting there and telling me about a lady she known that had all of her toenails taken off because she didn't want any problems, and she had no medical reason to have them taken off. And we're arguing, and she goes, "Well, it's her body." And I was just like, "I get it, it's her body, but that's kind of weird. If you don't have any problems with the toenails and they're okay, then why have them taken out?" And the lady had 10 toenails taken out. It was crazy. And then she's sitting there telling me that I needed to soak my feet in Epsom salt and all this stuff, and I got wound dressing from work, and I got a care package from my job, and that good stuff. And she goes, "Oh, you got to do exactly the doctor says." We have doctors at my work, and I had really good wound stuff that absorbs drainage and everything, and she's telling me that it was terrible. It's healing just fine, and it does not hurt, and I don't have to wear one of those boots. Silver nitrate does well, and it's super absorbent. So I've been using wound dressing. And I think she's nuts. She knows all these people getting all their toenails taken off. I was like, I go, your friend should have left her toenails be. They're meant to be there for a reason. But they put this medicine on the side, and I was skeptical about it. Because they said that it prevents your nail from growing that way. And people get it even on the top of their nail when they don't want it to grow back. So I just had the sides done and told them I want a nail, because it's just psychotic to sit there go without toenails, because your body needs a toenail. Well, I don't know. According to my mother-in-law, it's okay to have all your toenails take out and not have a problem. So what are you gonna do? I think it's kooky talk. But I'll wait. I know there's a delay because sometimes I get all these questions, and it's hard for me to talk to each person if I don't have some kind of a delay. It really gets hard for me to keep track of all the questions. So I know it's a delay, so I'll wait for your question. But yeah, I'm just putting that out there, and I know it's a weird thing for a live streamer to say, but yeah. If you have any kind of issues, oh, Lucifer. Well, hello, Lucifer. I love that TV show. He's actually my favorite archangel. I did Lucifer. Not like I did Lucifer, but I drew Lucifer. I have it over here. It's one of my better drawings, actually. I think it's still over here. Hang on. I have it posted on my community board. I was so excited. He's like one of the favorite ones I drew. Let me see if it's here. I'm just bring them all. Oh. Oh, God. I draw and paint a lot. I really do. I did this one. This is just not even that great of one. This is an anime one right here. That's just an anime one I did a while back, because I like to do anime. And I did Winnie the Pooh. I like Disney. This, yeah, you can have a reading. This, I don't know what it is. I had a dream about it, so I drew it. The symbol, I'm not sure. My friend that does spiritual things said it's something that's dark, that's looking over me, that's helping me. And she said it's not bad because it's 5 things. And then I had a dream about this. I have very prophetic dreams. I drew out this. That's another dream I had. This, some people say, is biblical. I don't know what the symbols are. So. And then I did this. I'm trying to, where's my Lucifer? I'm sure he was in here. Okay. Well, Lucifer is in the community board, along with Lilith. I got Lilith and Lucifer. I did the both. I am a fan of both of them. I like both of them. I think they both have a lot of they have a conflicted kind of reality, and I vibe with their story. So Yeah, I do like them. You need a love reading about Mackenzie. Oh, okay. You go, Lucifer. They always say Lucifer was the ladies' man. That was supposed to be a superpower. I'm just joking with you. It is for real. That's why he does that. A lot of women find him appealing because of his lore. So, okay, what will my coming personality be? Her. Okay. You want to know what? Oh, you want to know what like your your love reading of your like a future girlfriend's personality. I mean, the future ones. Sometimes I'm off. Sometimes I'm not. Those are always come and go because it has not happened yet. So you got a fixed moon, Lucifer, on your love reading with Mackenzie. I like that name, Mackenzie. It's a nice name. And this just talks about holding your vision of what you want for the relationship or the situation type thing. Whatever your vision you want, just keep it going. And then you guys are surrounded by a cardinal moon and a waning moon. A cardinal moon is just tells you to be bold and be honest and make first moves. Let her know how you feel and honest about things. Honesty is the best policy. Even if it hurts, it's better to know the truth. And mostly the truth does hurt. This is honest to God truth also. And you guys are also surrounded by a waning moon. And this is just, I'm not picking up at you, Lucifer. I think it's Mackenzie. She has like negative feelings, and it's not towards you, it's from another relationship, and it's more of regret. And it's between regret and just when things didn't go good with someone else, and a lot of hurt from the past. It's past regression hurt. I guess that's the best way of putting it in layman's terms. And I think if she can get through her passive or hurt that holds her back, I think you guys could be a good couple. But she's got to get through it, and maybe with you by her side, Lucifer, she can. So I feel that you guys could be an ongoing couple if that happens. So I'll be rooting for you. I'll even pray for you that you and Mackenzie are okay, because you got a great name after the Morning Star, one of my favorite archangels, favorite of all. It has so much rich history. The most gorgeous, the most gorgeous angel in heaven, Lucifer. But vanity was his only sin, so don't try to be all have the vanity, because even Lucifer fell from vanity. So I will warn you there, but everybody knows. I don't know. I think his vanity kind of makes him sexy, honestly. But that's just me. But they say vanity was his only sin, but he seems like a nice guy other than that. But I hope to see you again, Lucifer. I I'm generally always here. I don't have to go to work till Friday, and even when I get off work, now that I got my new supercomputer, I'll probably be on more. And eventually I'll get to the pottery. But I guess doing a huge ass, making that gigantic elephant was enough for today. Oh, you're welcome. You are very welcome. All right, Ashman, Asherman, Alright, I'm going to do a love reading for you, and I'm probably mispronouncing your name. I mispronounce a lot of people's names, so don't be offended. Don't be offended at all. I be mispronouncing things, especially names I haven't seen and different kinds of names, but I like names. I like the practice. I really do. Alright, your love reading is in a mutual moon. And this is good. It just means it's unwritten. But it's surrounded by a full moon in Aries, and it just talks about a climax. So, just things just cultivating and coming together. I feel there's somebody out there that's jealous about something. And I feel that jealousy is going to bring her out. I really do. I feel that person is going to come out with what jealousy that she creates. And then you're surrounded by a new moon, and this is a new start. I'm picking up a really nice person, but she's going to be. I feel that she's going to be very strong natured. So, and to have to deal with somebody with a strong nature, you have to be very understanding and I guess a more headstrong. But I'm just picking up strong nature, which is good because you don't want a passive woman that just agrees with everything you say. Because what fun would that be if you was with somebody that just said, "Okay, Ashman, that you're right all the time." You want someone to disagree once in a while, and maybe somebody with intelligence that could have a conversation with you, an intelligent one, because it seems like I feel that would be more of an attractive quality. So, but I'm picking that up for you, but I believe it's going to be a situation where someone gets jealous about something. So, and I'll pray for you also, Ashman. I'm actually having a decent stream today. Maybe my ThinkPad's bringing me good luck. All I gotta say is thank you, Amazon. Maybe one day. Oh, you're welcome. Maybe one day, me and Chog will be on an Amazon commercial. I would be jumping up and down on this commercial, and I would have Chong would have the best coat ever. He would be looking, he would be looking fly. I would literally buy $100 jacket for my dog for an Amazon commercial. I think that would be like I made it. So I know that sounds weird. Everybody wants to be like Wiz Khalifa. I just want to be in an Amazon commercial. I just want to see me and Chong and and me stalking the Amazon guy and getting excited about all my packages, and then Chong sniffing the packages and saying, "Shop with Amazon." I am always on there. This is how we found my computer. It was somebody that was in the business. That was a business. It's a business computer. They refurbished it, and I got it for $130. And this thing's really nice, better than I could have got at Walmart. And what the great thing was Amazon, when I have 4 days off in a row all the time, as long as you're home, they will come get it and return it. You can read the return policy, and then they will try to give you an upgrade sometimes. I'm all about that. My husband can't figure out. He just says I'm the Amazon queen, and I pretty much am. I would be excited. That's why I'm excited about putting my book on Amazon. I think I need to go the whole Amazon experience. Amazon's just wonderful, and the snacks are cheaper. Snack boxes are so much cheaper on Amazon. Oh my god, I got I got my husband. He is the snack king. I think it was for $18. I got 40 bags of chips, everything Frito Lay makes, Doritos and everything. 40 bags. And this man will sit there and have 2, 3 bags of chips every day. Ever since I had my jaw operation, or because I had they had to get 4 teeth out and they had to take out infection before it went to my heart. So I eat only healthy stuff now. But he is constantly eating his Doritos and all this stuff. And I just go to Amazon and I told him I'm tired of going to the store and spend $1 a bag when I can get you 40 bags for $15. And it lasts him, the snack king, like sometimes 2, 3 weeks. And he went through, I think, 50 bags of chips, different kinds of chips, everything Frito Lay and Dorito makes. Because I had 2 snack boxes that had chips in it and lasted them 3.5 weeks. So, if you guys have snack kings or queens in your house, get the snack boxes from Amazon. You could subscribe to them because, like, they have subscribe and save where you get them every month. Or you could just get them once. I just order them once and have him put whatever he wants. So, to me, that's the easier deal. All right, Jessica, you want a love reading. Okay. All right, let me do Jessica's love reading, then I'll do yours, Rena. I'd like to give you guys shopping advice because I think in today's climate, we all need to save money. We really do. I try to tell you guys the cheapest thing because I'm trying to save money myself. I've saved $3,000 just with Amazon and trying to do little stuff. And that's a lot of money to save up. So I try to give you guys good options out there. That's why I'd be making candles, telling you guys to make your own candles. But anyways, you have your love readings in a new moon in Aries. And this just talks about time to take action upon your life and just things. Just be you. And maybe I feel you've been putting yourself kind of second and not really focusing on your inner you. You got to love yourself and kind of get out there and be happy. And things usually happen. So that's where your main energy is at, which is not bad. It's just the universe saying that you just need to get out there and relax but be safe while you're doing it. Be very safe, please, because bad things happen at times at these places. And then you got a waxing moon surrounding you and a gibbous moon. A waxing moon just talks about energy just gaining like a domino, just getting, as it goes along, it gets stronger. A gibbous moon just talks about close to your goal. I feel that your love life is going to come through very soon the way you want it. But I feel like you have to do a journey of your inner self first. I do feel that has to happen. And it's okay. Go get ice cream with the girls or write a book or just write a damn poem and relax or just watch some movies, smoke some weed, talk to your friends and don't even think about it and it'll come. It always comes. I avoided it for years after the first marriage went flop and it came. It came 2 years later, even though I avoided it. So, I promise you, it's going to come, if you like it or not. The universe will send you somebody, and it's going to be out of nowhere, even if you're avoiding it. So, just enjoy your time. Time Call your homegirls. That's what I did. And I went out, had fun, danced, and eventually I just found who I was supposed to find. Oh, I don't. Well, I work a lot too. Medical people don't usually go out very often. And plus, I don't have a car. My dad just passed away, and there is 2 cars on the property, so I will have a car. So, but I do go out sometimes. All my friends, I do call them, but my one friend and me went to a dog park last week. So I do go out, but usually it has to do with chalk. I don't like going places where my dog can't go. And I know that sounds insane, but I've been fighting with my daughter-in-law because apparently she's a Chong hater, and I'm not having that. I love my dog. I There was a reel over on Facebook that I liked a lot, and it was around Christmas time, and I put it and I posted to my group. It was on Instagram. I thought it was so funny. It was the Grinch saying, "I'm not going if my dog can't go," and it just had a picture of the Grinch and his dog, and it's totally me now. I only hang out with people if I could take my dog, because this is my best friend is my dog. This is my whole social network, and if I do get popular enough over here, I'm actually going to be helping all of Chong's friends. I don't know if I could do a good as job as the dogs or family. I mean, they get at the scenes, they have investigators, but I don't know if I could do all that. But I am going to try to help out. I'm going to try to get like help centers or something where people can, I don't know, report a dog or whatever, and then try to see if I could get volunteers or something. Because I cry with sad dog videos. And I don't know why anybody can hit a dog. I mean, I can see a light tap on their butt, but I don't know how anybody could do these horrible, inhumane acts to dogs. I literally started crying the one day. Somebody literally took a machete, Dogs for Family. I subscribe to them and everything. You guys should. They're so important and vital to YouTube. These animals got to be saved. But somebody took a machete and literally cut their whole mouth out, like tongue and all, and took a piece of their face off and left them and didn't even finish them off, just didn't mercy kill them at that point. This dog, when Dogs for Family found them, he was still alive. And I don't get it. If you're going to go that far, at least finish the job. This poor dog was suffering. And I don't understand. Maybe they were keeping that dog around for an example to show that that dog was in misery and their machete was sharp. I don't know. But OMG. There was a pit bull that somebody actually cut off his 2 front legs and then left him, and he left a bloody trail with his back paws and scooted up into Dogs for Family found him. Why people would go, and it's bad enough to be out there as a dog, not wondering when you're going to get your next meal. To have somebody go and cut off your legs? I mean, come on. That's just going too far. This is why I got to be live streaming every day. I have to. I mean, I got Chong when he was 2 months old. He was in a situation where he was eating his own poop, and they couldn't take care of him, and he was being severely neglected. I took him at 2 months old, and he had so much worms it almost went to his lungs. And me and Chong have been together since then, and we will be together till his dying day, and it will be one of the saddest days of my life. But I don't understand how people can be mean to these animals. And then they had a cat. I mean, there was another animal group, and they broke this cat's legs, and you seen the cat walking, and his legs literally were this way instead of that way. And it's like, who does this? And I'd like to know who does this, because they all need to be in jail, because it's not right. What's right is right and wrong is wrong. And I get it if people get mad because, oh, did I get you, Rena? I don't think I got you. Let me get yours done. I guess so. This is why one of the main reasons I'm over here is because I'm over here watching these sad videos going, I gotta do my part to get money for these animals. Because I really like these. I would like to have a happy planet for these animals. I would love to. I don't know if that'll happen, but at least reduce the cases. All right. All right, you and Peter, Rena, are in a new moon in Cancer. And this is just talking about you and your loved ones. And new moon in Cancer just talks about like a safety zone also. So that's where you're at. You're at a safe zone. And that's good. So to be in a safe zone with somebody, because that means you could be friends. And you're surrounded by a new full moon in Virgo, and this just talks about low self esteem. And you know what? Self doubt kind of goes in there, and we all doubt ourselves. I get it. I do. But I feel this is you. You're doubting yourself with all kinds of stuff. And then you got a new moon in Scorpio surrounding the situation also. And it's just the scorpion, and people fear the scorpion. It's just saying to work through the fears. So I feel it's a 50-50 with you and this Peter, but one of you are going to have to make the move. So honestly, I mean, if he's not doing it, maybe just casually go about asking. Just be like, maybe hint around. Like, as they used to say, beat around the bush a little with it. Just be like, oh, how come you don't have a girlfriend? And then just kind of make it like one of these jokes where it's not a joke. Just be like, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if me and you got together? What would you do? And see how he reacts. And if he just goes, oh God, if we were together, that would be problems or something, then you know you wouldn't. Oh, you're welcome. I always try to give positive, even in the negative. There's always something negative that's going to happen to you, Lucia. It's how you approach it that turns it around. Just remember that. In life, it's like that. But that's how I would approach this Peter situation. And then if he just kind of has really bad vibes about it, and you don't feel any kind of relationship vibes from his reaction, I wouldn't go very much further after that, because that's how you gauge a reaction. So, and you can cipher pieces of the truth out of somebody through their first initial reaction. If at first he kind of is like, ugh, and then later on says he likes you or whatever, that just means maybe he thought it would be convenient for you to get together with him. If he kind of shies away, be like, oh, what gave you that idea and all that, and kind of sound shocked, that could mean he likes you. Even though people portray shocked is another thing. And if he's like, ew, God, no, that would be weird, wouldn't it? Then you know definitely he's not attracted to you. That would be my best advice. That's how I would approach it. And then this way, you guys still can remain friends and it's not weird. You don't want things to ever get weird because that's how things in life are. If you let it be weird, they will. But if you kind of gauge around for things and just little signals, and then you just let it go and just continue like you have been, nothing has to change. Because maybe you and if you do this and you and Peter are only meant to be friends, maybe you'll have a crush on one of his friends. Or maybe he'll introduce you to somebody, who knows. Maybe it could be your wingman. That's happened to me before. I didn't really need it because I'm just not this kind of person that likes to go around dating people like that. I'm fine with just me and my dog. Even then, I had a dog before Chong. I just, I've watched one too many sad dog videos. So Chong is here on behalf of all the animals, even the cats. And hell, even the elephants. That there's these animal videos I watch. I always watch animal rescue videos. And there's this one where they had a elephant that was chained up for 20 years. And I do love elephants. I think they're gorgeous creatures and they're very intelligent. And dogs are very smart also. I taught Chong, I raised him on Sesame Street. Chong actually learned words from Sesame Street, so dogs are very smart. And Chong did not learn aggression because even when he had an aggressive state, because he is half German Shepherd, where he nipped at me, all I did is put him in his cage. Did not, and I just separated him from me, and he has never tried to nip at me ever again. And that he was in his T-Rex stage, because German Shepherds go through that, and it could be hell. But we went through that, and I did not ever abuse him in this stage. I do have a prong collar, though. I know I have been criticized for my prong collar. But when you have a German Shepherd that can pull a German Shepherd mix that literally could pull a 200-pound person down the street, you need leverage. Especially when he's in T-Rex mode. And there's times now, because he doesn't like motorcycles and trucks. And he's strong as hell. And he weighs like 180 pounds. I need it. My older son tells me that Chong is too much dog for me to handle. I will tell you that much. He's always over there telling me, Mom, I don't know how you handle that big dog. I was like, he listens to me, and he does. I'm like his mom. The one time I was trying to pick up his poop, and I ended up falling on my ass because he fell around. He tripped me and everything, and I just looked at him, and I literally landed right next to the poop I was trying to pick up. Laugh out loud. Thank God I didn't land in it, or I'd have been upset on the way home. But oh yeah, we all gotta stick together, Rena. Life is hard. And turning 50 and 51 and having all my friends like go through like all these different situations. Some of them are even getting divorced. They're going through health situations. Life is just hard. And sometimes, even if you're in a work environment like me, like I do hang out with my friends time to time. I go to dog parks and stuff. Even if you gotta go and get yourself a dog, go get yourself a dog. I mean, dogs are, my God, the dogs will get you through anything. I mean, Chong got me through my depression because I suffer from depression. So they all need love. You got these people acting crazy with machetes and cutting off their legs. At least, if everybody tried to rescue a dog, and I will never buy a dog from a breeder. Never. Ever. I don't care. I will go and I'm like, my husband calls me a dog whisperer. There's a pit bull next door to me. He's not supposed to be here. I told everybody that that she's a nice dog. And if you talk to an animal calmly and slowly put your hand out, she let me pet her, and she wouldn't let anybody else pet her. Everybody calls me a dog whisperer, so. But sometimes it's if you can rescue an animal and you vibe with that animal, sometimes it's the best. It's you need each other, and animals will help heal you. Chong helped heal me where I don't really need pills that much, and kind of brought me out of my shell, honestly, because I'm not that, I guess, expressive of a person. I'm used to doing it with words and not my voice. But Chong's got me through a lot of things. Because, I've been going through, I'm 50. I'm 51 now. I've been going through a midlife crisis. I've been going through a lot of stuff. I've been going through elective surgeries because of stupid toenails that I thought could be fixed, but then all of a sudden the doctors have other ideas, and it's a lot to go through. The jaw one was the worst. The worst. I had to put $600 down for that one for copay because they had to literally slice all up in here because I had infection all up here and all up here. And I was seeing colors like fluorescent colors and stuff, and I had to go to emergency room a couple times before I even had the surgery. That was the big one. I want to say the toenail one wasn't even that big of a deal. And I mean, and my friends think it's extreme, but I go, what are you going to do? Wonder if they're growing right or whatever, and then they're going to be ugly. I see these residents. I really do. I take care of these residents. Having a pet better than being in a relationship. Well, yeah, that's someone's never going to leave you is your dog. I hate to say it. If you can, get yourself a big dog. I prefer German Shepherd breeds. And even if, like, I got Chong's, he's a black lab, but he's also, his dad's a King German Shepherd. Like the German Shepherd mixed breeds, they're great. And I got a male dog, and he's not fixed, but because my husband wants to make puppies, but I told him I'd rather just rescue another dog when he's real young and have the same scenario as Chong, but he wants to try to have one litter because Chong's real smart and he lives with cats. He grew up with cats. He's sneaky like a cat. He sneaks around, and he's actually he helped heal me. He helped me think better than myself, and he helped take out my writer's block because I couldn't write for a while. I was so depressed. My depression hit me so hard, and Chong helped all of that go away. And my dog did more than a human being could do for me because I know every single day I have him, and he's not going anywhere. And the only one taking him is God. And I think God brought him to me because I needed somebody. The husband only goes so far. Sometimes you just need somebody that you need someone to care for. My kids were all grown up. And I was going through all this depression from midlife crisis and everything else. And Chong's my baby. Yes, he takes up half my bed. Yes, he sheds a lot. Yes, he could be a pain in the ass, but he's my baby. See? If you get like a little puppy with the cat and they grow up together, what's funny is my dog is Mr. Chong is terrified of my older cat. Terrified. He starts crying when I have my senior cat. He's about 8 years old. He growls at him and swipes, and Chong jumps back and he's afraid of my cat. I find it hilarious. And the thing is he's 180 pounds with all this muscle, and when Jumanji growls, that's it. He's rutted and everything else. I just find it hilarious. But I mean, if you can't take care of a dog, it's fine. But if there's a situation where you think you could bring in a dog, because the thing with German Shepherds is once they get used to a person and then you can't take care of them, it's hard for them to adjust to another family. Sometimes you can if you rescue them and they vibe with you, but German Shepherds are very intelligent, even the mixed breeds. And with him, with the Black Lab, they're very smart too. He's very intelligent. He would never be able to take to another family. He would have to, if something happened to me, he would have to be with my husband or one of my kids. Probably my youngest, because my oldest, I can't do the daughter-in-law. I thought so too. My my cats did fight with him when he was a puppy, and they had to get used to each other. It took about like 3 months, but him and the four cats got along. They found a way to coexist. They aren't going to get along at first. They aren't, but sometimes they find a way. And then occasionally they growl at each other and they just go in their own space. But I'm just saying, if you can. Yeah, they are wonderful. I had German Shepherds when I was younger and Doberman Pinschers. I loved them too. But that's how I just literally corrected my cats. I would yell at my cats for growling at him when I first got him, and I had to cage him because of my oldest cat, because he was trying to like literally attack him and scratch his eyes out and all kinds of crap like that. But now, after a while, they were okay. And sometimes they try to go at it with each other, and I tell them that Jumanji's fast and he'll mess you up. Leave him alone. But yeah, that's why Chong is so good at his videos. Ever since he was 2 months old, I kept videotaping him because I just thought he was so damn cute. I'd take him outside and I'd have like a million videos, and I was on Facebook, so I said, why not make dog videos? So that's what we did. And he got used to he does certain stuff on the camera for me. And German Shepherds can learn this kind of stuff, but he will not get on a skateboard. I've seen things where these dogs, they have like this in Australia. They have this guy that teaches them how to drive, and they have like a special car for the dogs. And then they have that where they skateboard. A lot of them, dogs can skateboard. I got Chong a skateboard and all this, and I go, man, this would be great for content. He will not go on a skateboard, and he acts like I'm crazy when I even ask him to, and he won't go near it. He won't put one paw on it, but he'll do little stuff I ask him, like walking around the park and things like that. If I ask him to go a certain way or walk in a circle, he'll do stuff like that for me just fine, but anything with wheels, he won't go on it. But I guess I was told that that's how some dogs are. So I don't know. Could be. I don't know. But yeah, German Shepherds are wonderful. I like them. And I swear every time I see a video of a German Shepherd that's being abused or being beaten, or usually they're starved or they got broken jaws and stuff, I cry. I just lay down and my husband would be like, "Oh, that's those dog videos from YouTube." But I'm like, "It is those dog videos from YouTube." I mean, it's so damn sad. I love German Shepherds, and just they had one video where there was a crate. It had to have been like something where they fell off a boat or some stuff, but there was a crate and they had six German Shepherds, or I think it was five. And it was shark infested waters. I'm thinking it was probably some cargo thing and they fell out, but the German Shepherds, like, a lot of them were inside and they had two standing guard, and you've seen these sharks surrounding them. The rescuers came and got them, thank God. But they are truly wonderful dogs. And I mean, I love all dogs, but I do cry a lot for the German Shepherds because I really like them. I love their breed. I love their loyalty. I love everything about them. I think if I had my choice, and hopefully because I'm getting my dad's house and he has this huge fence. I'm thinking about getting Chongette, but getting her a full bred German Shepherd. Since he's half King German Shepherd. If I got a German Shepherd that maybe was 150 pounds or whatever, I think he would get along with her. I do. And, I can get them both fixed, and then this way they have each other, and then maybe one day I can adopt this tiny puppy that needs a home later in the future, maybe one day, if I was able to have three, like once they're getting older. Oh, yes, I have all kinds of big ideas. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to have three. Two German Shepherds were removing the house, my dad's old house is. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it's enjoyable. I try to talk about happy stuff. But I think the girl German Shepherd and him is a possibility, but the baby would be later on when they got older. And maybe if I had a little more land or something. And generally, German Shepherds, it doesn't have to be their puppy. They'll care for any puppy, really. You could put a poodle puppy with a German Shepherd, and a lot of times they raise them. I don't understand the rhyme or reason, but that's how German Shepherds are. So they'd be fine if I rescued a tiny puppy and left them with the big dogs. They would just take them on, and that would be their family. And why not? Because that puppy needed a home too. Oh, you're welcome. I try. I mean, I'm not a therapist. I have taken a lot of therapy when I was younger and psychology, but this doesn't make me a qualified therapist. It just makes me more abrasive in medical talk, probably, I want to say, but I am more abrasive in that way where I have more knowledge, but I am not a doctor of any sorts, nor do I want to be. I think I'm just happy just doing my freelance art thing and trying to get my books out there. I'm just living life. I'm just a modern day hippie. Living my life until I one day I'm not on the earth, and I told my kids, watch my live streams. Oh, thank you. Well, that's why I'm over here. My kids think I'm nuts. I said I'm a blogger. I'm blogging stuff. When you guys piss me off, I'm over here talking about you guys too. And I do. When they piss me off talking about crazy shit, I tell them I'm probably talking about it on YouTube and you should listen to me on YouTube, and then I can tell you directly. Because my son's at my wedding, I was arguing with my daughter-in-law before they got married, and I got uninvited to the wedding, so I called it the Red Wedding. I had a whole little live stream about it, and I got that from the Game of Thrones. That where they had that wedding, and the House of Wolf, the North. You know how they were fighting the clans in the Game of Thrones, and he goes in to get married, and they let the Lannisters in and all that, the lion, and they literally cut the head off a wolf, cut their head off, and sewed a wolf's head onto that, and they called it the Red Wedding because they literally murdered everyone at the wedding. So that's what I called his wedding, and then he told me, oh, well, she was sticking up for me because you guys are arguing. I was like, well, I didn't go. And then he goes, well, everybody wondered why you didn't go. I go, why don't you ask your wife? Now they're having a $6,000 baby shower they want me to go to. I am invited to that. But since I have an inheritance coming and I'm not even dead and he wants this money. He wants all the $6,000 to clear up his credit, and I offered him $1,000. And I told him I'm not dead yet. I might need it for some stuff. I mean, I know the house is kept up, but I won't have rent or nothing. But I might have to get a car. I don't know how long these cars been sitting. I mean, my dad, he did have a stroke and stuff, and my older son, sometimes he'd be greedy. And I think it has a lot to do with that thing of a daughter-in-law I got. But yeah, I tell him all the time, when I die, just listen to the YouTube. If there's some kind of thing in the will where I can have where the kids could have at least the recordings of all the live streams. I feel like when people pass away, if you can hear their voice and stuff and see them, sometimes it helps grieve. So I'm hoping. I know they do this kind of thing on Facebook. Like when somebody passes, they'll give the family rights to the videos and stuff. I mean, obviously, if I was to die, if I was making money, which I'm not, they wouldn't get that. But whatever was in my account, whoever, is a trustee, but I would hope they would have access to the videos. But I'm very healthy and I probably will live a long time. The doctors are making sure that I'm very healthy and I take all these probiotics. Yeah. And probiotics are very good for you, by the way. I didn't think they were, and I thought it was like whatever, but I've been feeling very good. I take them 3 times a day. And I'm doing a lot better with probiotics. And all you need is one. You can get them on Amazon for like $5-6 for a whole bottle. And then they have the glucosamine and fish oil, which is like $17 for a big bottle. And then over here, my friends from India, they was talking about lion's mane because I was taking mushroom complex, and I started on lion's mane. You can take it 3 times a day. I take it with my probiotic and the fish oil, and since I've been having just certain issues, I just take that 3 times a day because it's supposed to be joint health, and fish oil is good for your brain and heart. And I've been doing great, and I don't have to be on any medication anymore. So I do recommend them. But with lion's mane, you're only supposed to have 3 pills a day, so spreading them apart is not bad. Fish oil, there's really not I wouldn't go taking 100 of them at once, but you could take one or two if you needed to, and it will help your joints. Like if you have arthritis or a lot of inflammation, the glucosamine is good for your joints, and fish oil will help cushion your bones, especially bones that have other bones that are bending, like your knees and stuff. And it will help with your arthritis a little. Because I've been taking that. I don't have arthritis, but when my bones get achy, if I've been on my feet a lot since I take this stuff 3 times a day, I don't have any problems, honestly. I just go take a 15-minute nap and I'm good. And I feel as good in my 20s. Oh, yeah, I was waiting for your question, Steve. I know I'm on slow mode, but sometimes I get a lot of responses at a time and then I don't get to all the readings, and sometimes it could be hard keeping up with the comments. When I started live streaming on Facebook, the hardest thing for me was the comments, because you would get so many at one time. And it was rough because you want to get to the questions, but sometimes they come in so fast you miss a bunch of stuff. So I don't like to miss details. I'm a very detailed person. So I don't mind waiting for your response here. I'm gonna go with I do vape a little. And this is not a weed vape. It'd probably been healthier if it was. It's a regular vape. But I did quit smoking years ago. I don't promote this either, but I have been slowing down. But I will say cigarettes hurt me way more than the vape. Okay, does she going to reunite me tomorrow? You want to know if you're going to reunite with this girl tomorrow, then I'm taking it. Alright. Let me see here. I'll see the intentions. I can do an energy reading on intentions in this case. Oh, okay. Oh, you're new? All right. Well, I don't bite. I promise. Maybe my food. That's about all I bite. Because you'd choke if you didn't bite your food. But I can do a energy reading on her intentions, but I can't guarantee what she's going to do because of free will. I will tell you that. So, all right. The energy reading on you reuniting with her tomorrow. Oh, you're both. Oh, okay. Capricorn and Scorpio. Well, I know my sister's a Scorpio, and sometimes she could be a little Spitfire, so sometimes Scorpios are Spitfires. But that situation, the energy in that is a new moon in Pisces. A new moon in Pisces does talk about a meditating contemplate, but it also, in this case, can mean a delay, like uncertainty. That it can. So, I feel there's going to be uncertainty and it's not going to be a yes or no. It's just going to be in limbo tomorrow. In a way, because that's a lot in one day to expect, and she might be scared. There's a lot of commitment in one day, honestly. And then you guys are surrounded by a full moon, and a full moon's not a bad card at all. Full moon just tells you to get out all of your fears. If you want to pray, if you want to give it to the universe, or just let it go, or work out, you just get rid of the energy. however you want to do. If you want to work out and however you want to get your mind off it, as long as it's not in a negative way. And then you're surrounded by a new moon in Sagittarius, also, which is really good. And this talks about luck. So you got luck tomorrow and literally giving your sorrows to the moon. So I feel that she's going to play hard to get from this energy reading. That's my general feeling about it. So I don't think I think she's scared and she's just going to be like, I'm not going to deal with it right now. So maybe just don't be so eager at first and let her come to you. If you let people come to you, sometimes it's a lot better of an outlook for you. So I would just maybe if you want to bring her a rose or whatever, bring her something nice and romantic. If you want that kind of touch, be like, oh, I found a rose for you. I thought you might like this. And go about your day and let her come to you. And don't be too like straightforward or anything. And then you'll know if she really likes you if she starts cozying up to you. Yeah, ask whatever you want. Liz. Jamie Cowboys. Okay. Yeah, just ask whatever you want. I'm here for the better good of the animals of the realm. This is why Chong is my thumbnail, because I'm trying to help him and his people. Alright, Arisha, you want. Why was Alan so cold and cruel to me? All of a sudden. We could do a energy reading and try to figure that out. People sometimes can get that way. I don't know why it sucks. Some people say they didn't mean it afterwards, but it does hurt and it sometimes can drive people away. I get it. So, oh, you're welcome. But honestly, Steve, don't sit there and be like, just act like you're not expecting it. Just be nice and just said, here, every lady has roses, and just say no strings attached, just roses. Because you could get anybody a rose. Play the game. Play the game back, and then and that's my best advice for you. And I'll pray for you that everything goes well between you and her. Because in this realm, it's crazy, and people are very cruel, and it's nice to know that there's some good out there. So at least over here, I see the good in the world, because sometimes you see all the bad. Oh yes, I've been through a lot, Steve. I have. I've been through a lot of stuff. I could give you advice about a lot. I have seen more than I've liked to see in 51 years. So that's the advice I could do. Just be nice and suave, look nice, maybe put some good perfume, put some good cologne on. Try to look nice and kind of just say here's a rose, and don't try to like act like you want to like sit next to her or anything. Just say I just wanted to give you a rose and I hope you have a great day, and confuse her ass. I bet she'll come quicker doing that than you coming to her. I've gotten more people I've gotten more dates when I was younger, letting people come to me than me going to them. So, and it works both ways these days. So, that is the best advice I can give you, and I guarantee it'll work. I guarantee you'll probably be coming over the next time going, damn, that was good. There was no conflict, and she was being real nice. All right. No. Okay, Arisha, this whole situation with Alan, is it Leon? I'm probably, I'm sorry. I'm probably mispronouncing this person's name. I need to find, maybe on YouTube, there's a thing about pronunciating names. Because maybe I need just to listen to that and with my new friend, my ThinkPad, laugh out loud. But anyways, hey, this that I wouldn't give you any advice I wouldn't take. I'm here to help the I'm here to help this realm. I'm not here to harm it. And I tell you, I'm in a big battle, Steve, because there's a lot of people hurting these animals. They're chaining them up, beating them. They're treating them like, I don't know. They're treating them worse than people in the Holocaust, and I don't understand why. And this is the fight me and Chong are up against. So if you're in the fight for humanity, you're always welcome to come over here and I'll give you any advice because I need all the humanitarians I can get. Because this world is crazy, crazy, and there's crazy people in it. And the poor animals and children get abused. And it's one thing when we get hurt or whatever, but when these animals are getting abused and these children are getting molested and hurt and stuff, it got to stop. There's a line, and that line has been crossed with this kind of activity in the world. And we're all about humanity. However, we got to get humanity going. Even if I got to get I got to get a help center in every damn city. I'm getting humanity back. I don't care. Because I'm not going to be sitting there looking at Chong's little eyes and not having that. She was doing black spell stuff on me. I don't know. That could be bad or good. I mean, if she's doing it because she likes you and she's trying to make you notice her, that's not awful. Because I do know a lot of Wiccans that do love spells. And honestly, any kind of witchcraft where you're trying to get someone to notice you goes dark because it can intrigue on free will a little bit. But you seem to like her. So, but it only works. Just remember, Steve, a curse is only as powerful as the person that believes it. So if she did do some black magic on you, it only works if you believed it worked. If you don't believe it works, it's not going to work. That's why how demons get in you. Because if you believe that they're powerful, they are. If you don't believe they're powerful, they're powerless. And if you can look them in the eye, they're gone. Same thing with any kind of dark spell. If you don't believe it works and just because they set a curse or did a spell, it's not going to work if you don't believe it. So it's kind of cute that she would try to do that. Maybe she likes you enough to try to get your attention, to try to do that. But honestly, as long as just don't believe it. And all you got to do is I'd bring a crystal with you. And if you believe in God, bring a cross. And just don't believe it. You could do biblical quotes and and bounce off black magic. Just say, as I walk through the valley of darkness, I fear no evil. And those bounce right off you. I just picked up lust. There's a lot of lust. But sometimes in a new relationship, there's always lust. So it's hard to say. But there's a lot of lust. I know she wants to have sex. I do know that. So maybe if you want to get your sex and see where it goes. But I wouldn't get too invested until she shows you maybe that later on that she's more of a committed person. I would do that, or just find somebody different altogether if you don't want all these altercations. But I do feel lust. And sometimes a lot of things start with lust. Love, a lot of times, that's goes in steps. So it's a step by step process. So if you want to see it through, if not, there's always the realm would always send you someone else. That always does. That's how this realm is. When one door closes, another one opens. That's all it is. It's just the choices we make. There's always more than one choice. There's more than just this one girl that will be thrown at you. So it's up to you to try it out and see if you want to close the door on her and open the door for another one. You might as well live up your life and have fun. And live it up good while you're young. Because when you get older, it just gets more complicated, Steve. It really does. Alright. Now, Arisha. You got a fixed moon. And this just it talks about holding vision. I feel that this person what is it? Elaine. All right. We'll just call him A. But your partner here, he's holding anger. And he's surrounded by a wanting moon, which tells him that you need to release anger. And just things like that. And bad thoughts. And that whole situation is surrounded by a new moon in Gemini, and this is talks about communication. So he's just holding on to some past event and he's not letting it go. I will tell you that. I believe that's why he was so cold. It's the only reason he could be that cold. So that's what I'm seeing. So maybe just take it with a grain of salt and just kind of move on and let him just get through his stuff. Because some people, when they're going through stuff, they could be pretty damn nasty. And then you never know. It could be a death in the family. It could be anything. People get crazy at certain times in their life. And then if it's something you don't think could be fixed, then just don't talk to that person again. That's what I would do. All right. Jamie Cowboys. I read so many cowboy novels. It was so funny when I was learning how to write a love scene. If you want to learn how to, because I was writing Lily in the Darkness and I did not know how to write a love scene. I wrote cowboy romance novels. And I tell you, they are sometimes OMG. They are the kinkiest damn books ever, is these cowboy romances. Wow. You could learn how to write a love scene and a sex scene, but there's a build and it's a whole science behind it. And I found out more information than I wanted to know. And I'm telling you, these cowboys are very kinky. They got sex clubs and do dominating things and everything, these cowboys. They are something. Okay, the person awake from, do they miss me or are we going to be friends again? Alright, I could try get an energy field on that for you. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's always good to try to break away as friends, but sometimes it always isn't in the cards. Sometimes just breaking away with, I guess, just where you don't hate each other sometimes is the only alternative. Of friends is the best policy, but not everybody can be friends. So let's see where you're at, my cowboy person. I do like cowboys though. I do have family in the South, and I do like horses. So I am partial to cowboys. Alright, my friend Jamie. You are in with this whole situation. You're in a new moon in Sagittarius, and this is the luck card. Sagittarius is always good luck. So that's good. And you're surrounded by a blue moon with this situation, which talks about just believing in things that you didn't think could happen. And a new moon in Aquarius also follows the situation. Talking about bringing love, and love doesn't always have to mean romantic love. It could mean friendship love, family love, just love in general, I guess. So, I actually do see a friendship and possibly a reconciliation later on, actually, if you wanted it. So, I do see this. And that's if you wanted it. I don't even see this person being pushy, Jamie. I don't. And sometimes this happens. He may have seen his wrongs. Some people see their wrongs and they want to actually make it right. And some people are more mature about things, honestly. So, and this is a good thing. So I guess you got a lot to think about. But I wouldn't worry about it. I would just go in there, and I don't see any anger at all. So I think you're going to be okay. I think you will be friends. Just let this person kind of just find themselves again and reassess what you guys are now before you move on to be something else. If you just broke up with them, they're going to miss you, obviously. You guys were in a relationship. Just let them process not being with you for a minute and let them see. Just let them, give them some time, and then I do see you guys being friends again. Maybe just give him a couple weeks even if he needs it, because sometimes that's what people need. Because you gotta, that person, all their reality changed when you left. The dynamic of your relationship changed when you went ahead and left. So, and it's okay. Dynamics and relationships are changed every day. Just like when your children are younger, you're everything to them. You get older, they're moving on, they have wives, and you're still important, but there's other dynamics that come in. That's what life's about, is one situation that's always changing. Oh, that's the husband. He's almost home. Let me see if there's another reading. Yes, S12. You can have a reading. You guys have are lucky. You get to have little nicknames. On Facebook, if they're live streaming, there's no nicknames. It just goes literally on whatever your name is on Facebook, and that's it. YouTube really brings it with you can have like different stuff and change things up. I like it. I like the dynamic, and I never was one for filters, anyways. I just don't care. I do try to put a little makeup on and stuff so I don't scare people, but other than that, I don't try to overdo anything. This is how I look at work. This is how I go to work. This is a work hairdo. I don't do anything different for you guys. I don't. I figure, I try to look presentable at some point because I don't like using filters. I never did. Even on TikTok, I really don't use filters. I don't even like the live stream over there anymore. They're kind of crazy. All right, Nicole P. All right, like 18. Okay, so you're 18 then. So they attacked you in a channel? Are you a live streamer or something? Or an attack? Or just like a social media attack? Because I've been attacked before. It was somebody over here. It was stupid. And he went over there and made fun of me because I was doing arts and crafts for my couch, not for my bed, because I was trying to get my living room together and my life together and try to get a computer. And I thought it was funny. But, okay, so you're that. Probably because he's jealous, Jamie. If people are attacking you, I had a rapper guy. He's a very successful rapper over here, and he's over on Facebook. And I was being nice, and I was trying to learn how to live stream. And he made fun of me because I would be on my bed doing sketching and stuff. And he was on his bed, and he live streamed on Facebook, and was like, "Oh, look, I'm laying in my bed talking to you guys and making fun of me." And he had like, I don't know, maybe not 500,000, but at least 50,000 followers. At least. Maybe a little less, maybe 30,000. But either way, he makes money and he's doing way better than me and made fun of me on Facebook, which was my strong point at that time. And I think maybe it still is. I'm not sure. But, anyways, I know how it feels. He's probably jealous. That's why that rapper guy went over there and decided to make fun of me because I was only able to get a phone at that time and stream with my phone. But people that are jealous will have their day. So that's all I got to say. People will have their day, and that's it. All right. You want to know what to expect in love. Nicole, you are in a south node. And this just talks about not letting the past hold you back. And you shouldn't let your past hold you back because you grow from it, you learn from it. It's a part of you. All your mistakes are there for a reason. And I didn't believe that when I was younger till I got older. And you have a better adulthood this way. You really do. And then you got a full moon in Scorpio surrounding you and a full moon in Virgo. And the full moon in Scorpio just talks about releasing negativity, about you don't think you're good enough, and this and that. And we all feel self doubt, Nicole. Everybody does. I do. at times. I mean, God, right before I do a painting or a sketch, I think it's going to look like shit all the time. I mean, it happens. And then you got a full moon of Virgo, which saying that you are good enough. And you should feel better about yourself, pretty much, the universe is telling you. So, I don't see anything in love for you this month. But I believe if you just try to maybe just work on yourself, maybe and try to be happy and do things to make you happy, and maybe help a dog and little things like that. Or I'm just putting that out there because I want everybody to help the dogs, Nicole. I'm always doing that. Oh, you just stumbled upon the account. Oh, everybody stumbles upon my account. Nicole. No one knows what to expect. I was supposed to be doing pottery, but I did have the water, but maybe next time I'll start my little tiny pot. I got it for 6 and up, ages 6 and up. It's supposed to be no mess, because I don't know. It takes a long time to make pottery, at least professionally. I can't make a cup for a while, but maybe next time. But yeah, I do feel you're going to have a very good partner, just not going to be this month, and maybe it's okay to wait. And maybe when the universe sends you somebody, it'll be better for you anyways. Oh, you're 22. We'll see. That's okay. You're still really young, Nicole. I'm 51. So I'm on my third major relationship here. Oh, you're welcome. Please help a dog. Help the cat too. I got 4 cats. The cats are getting their legs broken, and dogs are getting things cut off of them, so or starved to death. But please help the dogs. I appreciate you being a humanitarian. This is why I'm over here. Sad dog videos, Nicole. They're all over YouTube. All over YouTube. There was one there, the guy with a trailer with a gorgeous pit bull. I love pit bulls. I think they're beautiful. I love the pit bull. I like the pit bull German Shepherd mixes. Love them. This poor dog was crying, and the owner had him outside, and he had, like, I don't know, he had his yard up and had this big fence, and they got reports about the dog, and the dog was literally starving up in there till Dogs for Family got him. So I've been wanting a Labradoodle. Hey, I got Chong is half lab and half German Shepherd. They are wonderful dogs, and they need help too.
So what was wrong with the box?
We needed a new box.
What you mean? The one on the wall?
The one on the wall and the router.
What was wrong with it?
We just needed new ones.
Oh, we didn't do anything to it?
No.
It's old?
He said it was old, and we got him completely free, and he went and got all new equipment.
Okay.
So, and I gave him a candle because he got here right at 4.
What you said to his lovely wife?
Yeah, because he had a wife, and he came right at 4 like he was supposed to. And I said, thank you for coming on time and being so good, having great service. And that was his tip, one of my candles.
That's what you told him? What he said?
He didn't want to take it. I go, just take it. I give these things away.
What, you told him you made it?
Yeah.
What he said?
He was laughing. He said he was a subscriber to Chong the dog.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you go.
I gotta. Oh, man.
The husband is home, and I've had a great session, and I am so glad that I met new friends. So, and I'm probably going to be on definitely tomorrow. I have internet. AT&T was wonderful. They got us all new routers and everything, and I got this new wonderful computer. So I will be on tomorrow too. Usually the morning time, it's usually afternoon or evening. It's usually when the husband goes to work. So it's probably going to be, I would look towards like afternoon or evening to see if you get a notification. It's like between that because Chong is very time consuming in my life. He has to go pee at a random time. So, but thank you, Nicole, for caring about the dogs. And thank you everybody for being a humanitarian. And I hope all the dogs and cats in the room are happy that you guys are watching over them, and hopefully we can get help centers out there to help all the dogs and all these people that are chopping off their limbs. I hope they go to jail because these people are awful, I tell you. But thank you, and I had a great time, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will. And thank you, and have a great day.